Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Solomon Izanga Shams, and it's great to have you here. I hope you're doing very well today. I hope you're rounding up the week in a very solid form, and I pray that your health is well rather, and your job and your business and your studying and all your endeavors. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. So, give me a shout out wherever you are watching from. Please give me a shout out wherever you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. Please make sure you use the comment section as usual. It is important for you to use that. Um, and give us your views regarding everything that we're going to discuss. Anything that we normally discuss here, please feel free to do so. I do appreciate that. I see a couple of people already here. Toivi is actually saying hello in Hausa, which is a language that I speak from northern Nigeria. Gaisua Nongwa is saying hello, brother. How is your family? Yaya Iyali. Thank you, Trison from Zambia. Emma, good to have you here. Choni, as usual. Thank you. Namibia is in the house. I'm not going to pronounce your name. Your name is, I know that's not your name anyway. Richard, looking blessed, brother. Man, Zambia is blessed. Good to have Zambia here. Good to have you here, Tinashi. Awesome. Namani from Nigeria. Nigeria is present. Awesome. Luopu from the USA. Great to have you here. Great to have you here, Tinashi, Evelyn, and also Dine with Sonia. Yeah, you were the first to comment. Good to have you here, Sonia. Awesome. Everybody, I see Percy is here. Yemi Coco is also here. Yoliswa, rather. Lennox from Benin in Nigeria, and Refilo from here in South Africa. Yeah, and I'm actually going to be looking at a very typical South African story. But then I want to give you guys a background of the story. It's a story that has been going on for so many years now, but then it has to come to this. And this is a story between, actually started, the whole story is just around a guy called Jub Jub, because he's the one that started it. Jub Jub is a South African hip-hop artist, actor, TV presenter. He comes from a very elite family in Soweto. And I think he spent some time in the USA. And he had some major music like hit before now. So he was quite a bit popular. Actually, one of his songs was it's more like a gospel song, which I think that was his biggest song ever, which became almost like a national anthem. But then I think about 7-8 years ago, him and his friends abused drugs and alcohol, and he was addicted to alcohol and drugs, and they went high on drugs and racing in the streets of Soweto, and they ran into school kids. They basically drove into the school kids, and a number of the school kids lost their lives. So they had to now go to court and everything, spent about 2-3 years in court, and he was sentenced. He was sentenced. He spent, I think, about 6 years in prison, and he came out about 5 years ago. And when he came out, he now said he's transformed his life. He always talks about God and the role that God played in his life, and everybody's like, hey, let's give this guy a second chance. Before he went to prison, he was very popular. He was one of the most popular sort of like celebrities. So he hung out with celebrities. So he had a lot of celebrity girlfriends. One of them is Kelly Kumalo, prominent singer, and he has a baby with her currently right now. And then there is Amanda, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Amanda is originally from Swaziland, and she was his girlfriend. And he was now in an interview that was aired 2 days ago on Channel O, and he said he smashed her, right? And that was when I felt, but you cannot even use that kind of word like smashed her, you know. I know it's a hip hop sort of like language vocabulary, but when you say you smash somebody in the hip hop culture, when you say you smash somebody, you are technically saying that you won. You are technically saying that you dominated them. You're technically being one-sided and selfish. That's what it is, you know. And I had a problem with that. So he did this an extensive interview on a podcast of a guy called Mark G, which was aired on Channel O. And part of it was when he said he smashed her, people didn't really pay attention to that, right? They're just like, oh, okay, Amanda is his girlfriend, was his girlfriend. People paid attention to another of his girlfriend, which was Kelly Kumalo, right? Because they have a baby together and all that, and she's very popular. She's always in the limelight. She's controversial and all that. So Amanda is more like calm. You know, she lives a very quiet life. She's just an actress, very popular. She's an entrepreneur. She has a couple of businesses that has to do with skin products and stuff like that. So she's actually successful. But then when he said he smashed her, I think that brought a lot of memories for her. As we're going to watch in this, I'm going to play you a video of what she said yesterday. Yesterday, she was trending. All the way today, she's trending. I'm sure they're going to trend all the weekend, you know, because she came in and told a different story. He said, no, he never smashed me. We were in a relationship for 2 years or so, and he didn't smash me. He raped me, repeatedly raped me. And I had to run away. She said she was a virgin when that happened. Anyway, I'm going to let you listen to her. Let's watch the video, you listen to her. And then when we come back, I'm going to try to ask the question, is Jub Jub a hypocrite? Is he still in prison? Though he's not physically in prison, but it seems like his mind is still in prison. For you to talk about a woman that way, there are a lot of other elements in that interview that totally, for me, it just shows that this guy haven't spent so many years in prison. He's still not transformed. He still want to live the hip hop culture type celebrity life. And now she's coming out with this so many revelations. South Africa is almost like the rape capital of the world, just so we understand why we're having this conversation. South Africa is the rape capital of the world. Like every 30 seconds, a woman is raped. Sorry, every 30 minutes or so, a woman is raped. It's so bad here in this country. But let's watch the video. This is the video of Amanda Du-Pont. She made this video yesterday after Jub Jub did an interview and he said he smashed her. So she came out to say, no, actually, this is what happened. So let's watch this.
I literally pray to God that he gives me the strength to be able to say what I need to say without crying the whole time. But I do realize I have been trending today and things have been said about me to all my true supporters and followers. I honestly feel like you guys know the core and the essence of what I am, so I would be doing myself a disservice by not saying something. I think probably what I did wrong in the past is brush all of this under the carpet and not say anything, just because I don't like drama. I'm a peaceful person. I prefer to focus on my own things, but I'm different. I've grown, and I think I'm a really strong woman, and I believe other women should never, ever, 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 ever let another man step on the name you've built so you've worked so hard to build. So I'd like to address things that were said about me by Mulema Marahanye, Jub Jub on Mac G's show, as well as Mac G. Okay, so there's three things that I mainly want to address. The first was saying that he smashed me. First of all, Mulema, you raped me. I was raped for 2 years solidly. So please don't make it sound like it was a relationship. I was absolutely afraid to leave, afraid of the power that your mother had in being around you at the time. I was aware of the stifling and sifting of money your mother was doing with Oprah. So, and also what you guys did in terms of Muti and medicine, which you made me believe my life would be at danger if I spoke up. So, no, you didn't smash me. You forcefully opened my legs and forced yourself on me numerous times for 2 years and made me believe I had no way out. In that time, I had an abortion, of course, because there was absolutely no way I would have a child that was forcefully given to me. And the most painful part about all of this is that I was a virgin. And I told him at the time, I had told Jub Jub that I was a virgin, and I planned to be a virgin until the day I got married. And the first time he raped me, the next morning, I had been trying to get hold of my friend the whole night who lives in my building, but the next morning when he eventually did open the door, and he can be a testimony to this, is Richard Lukunku, you know, I came to you because I didn't know what to do, and I came to you crying for help. I was afraid, so afraid. And I'm telling this story because, you know what, I genuinely believe that God allows certain things to happen. Your journey or the burdens that you face or the things that you go through, they happen for a reason, guys. And I genuinely believe this burst or this thing that's happened is for me to empower other women, to let them know to, one, never accept emotional abuse and rape the way that I did for 2 years straight. And also, if it has happened to you, turn your life into something really, really strong and powerful, which I have done. And I've really tried to mind my own business. But what I will not stand for is for you to degrade my name. I don't understand why you have an interview and you have to speak about me. You are at such a low point in your life that you should actually be spending your time apologizing for the children that you killed because you were high. Instead, you are trying to bring my name, that I've worked so hard to build the success that I have, okay? The woman that you knew back then, she doesn't exist, okay? I'm no longer afraid. You cannot bring me down, break me apart. Yes, you may have raped me for 2 years solidly. And I want people to know the criminal that you really are. I really wish, you know, that you served a longer jail time, that you were still in prison. You know, just to describe, I've actually never spoken about this. I've never even opened about, I've told my husband in bits and pieces of this time in my life, because I think I actually blocked it out because it was so traumatic to me. But he would do things like wait for there to be people to rape me because it got boring just to rape me plain and at home. I remember the one time I had my siblings visiting from school, and he would do it while they were around in the same room so that I wouldn't scream, you know. I want people to know the kind of person that I dealt with. God, this is so not on brand. You know, so I will not allow my name to be dragged in the dirt and to have some man speak about me like, you're so smooth, you managed to smash me. You didn't smash me, you raped me. You raped me, and I was still a good enough person. And I never, ever spoke about it. I focused on my own and carried on with my own life. But what I will not do is let you destroy my name. I wrote a few notes so that I don't forget everything. And the other thing that you said is, I left you because I saw a picture with Kelly. I just want people to know that I left because he tried to kill me. He suffocated me. He literally suffocated me. And I remember that day so vividly. It was like, I prayed to God for the strength to kick him off, which I did. He had locked all the doors. He would lock me in the house sometimes, take my car, monitor my movements. I was in varsity at the time. I would not always be allowed to have my own car. I wouldn't be allowed certain friends. My friend Lusanda, who was the only friend who was allowed in my life at the time. Lu, you know what happened to me. You've seen it happen over all those years. So, it's not true. I didn't leave because I saw a picture. I left because he tried to kill me. And I was always afraid to leave because of the threats that were made. But at that moment where he tried to kill me, I knew that the very thing I was afraid of, which was dying, I knew was meant to happen that day. So I actually got away. And when I got away, I went to the police station to try and open a case of abuse and rape and attempted murder. And the police officer said to me to go home and think about my decision, because she is so sick and tired of women coming to report their boyfriends and husbands only having to take them back after all the abuse. So I just wish I had more information about how to get out and how to deal with rape and what it is that you should do when it happens to you. But in the beginning stages, when it happened to me, I would reach out to my friends and they didn't do anything. One of my friends still today calls me and says he regrets not helping me. I mean, the first time it happened, he literally gave me a Christian book to read and we prayed. But that's what I did. So trying to find my strength. Anyway, so that was the real reason I left. I left because my life was in danger, and I tried to open a court case. I tried to open a case against him, and our police system failed me. The lady sent me home because she says that women always go back to gender-based violence. I don't speak about these things publicly, but if you know me and you follow me, you will know that with my skincare business, during Women's Month, we donated money to Future Females to help build homes for gender-based violence for women. For women who have been victims to gender-based violence. This is a cause I am extremely passionate about. And it's enough. My name will not be destroyed by a man ever again. The other thing that I would like to address, sorry, my phone cut, is saying that I specifically came to visit Mulemo in prison on some personal visit. All right, so DJ Spoo, actually, I do a lot of charity work. DJ Spoo called me and said, would I be keen to do some charity work? There are some prisoners in the cells who have decided to change their lives around, who have been studying and they're having a graduation. So I actually went there for a charity event. I had no idea that Mulemo was one of the criminals locked up in that very prison. I had no idea he would be there. I had no idea there would be media there. I went there for a charity event, and in fear, I panicked. He asked for a photo. I took the photo and did my best to smile. But I did not go there to visit him. So, speaking in public, telling people that I came there to come and have a personal visit is not true. The other thing I want to say is one of his close friends had reached out to me because there was a funeral, and he said to me, Amanda, hey, we haven't heard from you in a long time. You know, what happened to you? And I said, well, you know, to be blatantly honest, your friend has been raping me. I endured rape for 2 years, so I don't ever want to see him again. And he said, why didn't you say something? Because we've had so many out-of-court settlements for him doing similar things to different women. So, Mac G, Mulemo, Marahanyo, Jub Jub, both of you, for the fact that you, especially Maggie, you find gratification of not verifying facts for your own personal gain and financial standing, when you could potentially be destroying people emotionally, not knowing what they have been through. I urge any woman who have been abused, raped by both Maggie or Mlemo to come forward. And Kelly Kumala, I just want to say, I believe you. And I think you're an incredible mom. I don't need to know the details because I endured the trauma myself. And I know you probably fought to be alive too. So, you know, any woman who've endured any abuse from Maggie, from Mlemo Jub Jub, because I genuinely believe that it takes an abuser and someone who condones gender-based violence to have been able to conduct an interview like this and to speak of women in such a manner. It is 2021, guys. It is not okay anymore. Okay, we may have accepted your abuse before. Our parents and grandmothers before us may have accepted it, but this stops here. Okay, I am the example. If there's any of those women who have been abused by these men, I urge you to please DM me, come forward, and we will fight them together, because I'm not afraid anymore. Okay, and evidently they're using my name in their interviews for relevance, because I'm quietly focusing on my career, which is very successful at that. God has been so good and gracious to me, but I also believe that God would have not allowed these things to happen to me if there wasn't a purpose and a reason for it. Okay, so if you've gone through this by these men, please reach out to me and we'll fight them. We have a very big problem of gender-based violence in this country, and I think that the change will only start if we start to speak up. It needs to stop, guys. It's not okay, and you need to know that if you have been a victim of this and this has happened to you, you have not done anything wrong. And it is absolutely okay to stand up for yourself, and it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. And don't worry, my biggest thing was, would people believe me? And that was my biggest thing. And the second thing was, would it affect my work? You know, as a female, I genuinely believe we're always fighting double time against the opportunities that men have. So I didn't want to create any problems for myself. I just wanted to make sure that I was successful at all costs. And although that's what I may have wanted, I realized that putting this, I literally stored this under a rug and I hoped that I would forget about it, but I never dealt with it. And listening to a podcast like that, having it played back to me, I cannot believe that somebody would fabricate that amount of lies. Mlemo, I don't know. Obviously, I know why. This is for clout. Here's my attention. You wanted my attention. You got it. But this time, you're getting my attention, and I'm fighting for every single person who has been abused, harassed, and raped. It stops here. It stops now. You no longer have to accept this. And MacG, you will no longer use a female's name for your financial gain. Your publicity of your podcast is not more important than the safety of our women. Okay, the change starts with us. If we don't protect our women, which you two have both done a terrible job at doing, I'm going to change that narrative. Okay, it stops here. It stops now. I'm actually really proud of myself for speaking up about this and telling my story. For years, I was traumatized. I remember literal flashbacks of my younger sister and I literally running away from the house because we were afraid. We were afraid of what would happen to us. And now I'm in such a position where I'm empowered, I'm strong, and I know that God is in control. I'm not afraid of you. And it's wrong what you did. You took the virginity of a woman who was saving herself for marriage. Not once, but you continuously raped me for 2 years. My spirit almost died. I almost died. I tried to kill myself twice because of what you did. But you know what? I'm so grateful. I don't regret anything that has happened to me. I think I've come out stronger. A lot of people ask me how come I'm able to keep going that much more, why it is I'm so resilient and so strong. And this is it. This is the proof. When you've gone through so much and you still choose to overcome, like, I'm in a place where I'm fearless. I'm not afraid of you, okay? And I will take you up to court legally for defamation of character, both MacG and Jub Jub. It is not okay for you to drag my name in the dirt, that you guys need to be relevant for whatever reasons in your career, okay? I will meet you in court, and any women who have been harassed, raped, and abused by these two men, I have your back. Kelly, this is including you. If you guys needed just a little bit of more support to fight these people, I got you. It stops here. This is rubbish, okay? The change starts with us, and we are the change. I love you guys so much. Really. All of you that have been such an important part of my journey and my career, and it's been an amazing opportunity to grow with you, and I think it's important that I share this with you. So yeah, I'm standing for change, and I will fight this, and you will not.
All right. So sorry about that. That was Amanda Du-Pont just giving her own side of the story. It was about 17 minutes, but I do hope, especially for my international viewers, just for you to get some sort of like a perspective to what we're talking about. I'm sure you do not know Amanda, nor do you know Jub Jub, but obviously maybe after my introduction and also what Amanda just said, maybe you have an idea what we're talking about. But the main reason why we're talking about this is just, Amanda, by the way, is married right now. She's originally from Eswatini, Swaziland. That is a smaller country in South Africa. She is an actor, an actress. Maybe you call her an actress. So, but yeah. So the thing is, there's been a bit of divided opinions around this issue. People saying, why didn't she speak earlier on? And you see, I deal with women who have been abused, women who have been forced to have sex with pastors, prophets, with men. Some of them kept quiet for a long time. You don't ask somebody why they kept quiet. They can keep quiet for 20 years, for 30 years. Who are you to even ask them why they kept quiet? Because even if they go to the police or the courts or the police have no right to ask them why they kept quiet for so long. So that your argument it's just baseless. There's no basis for it. You're just trying to be defensive of an action that is totally sinful and criminal. Why didn't she speak when it happened? Do you know what a woman goes through? I'm not a woman, but I've spoken to a lot of women who have been through abuse and a man forcing himself on them in so many different situations, and why they are quiet. You could hear one of the reasons why she said she kept quiet, because his mother is very powerful, or was very powerful. His mother was very good friends with Oprah Winfrey. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? His mother was known as a powerful woman in South Africa. She has contacts, she has connections. And also remember, he has threatened her life over and over again. So why would a woman go out and speak about it? She did her best. She went to the police let her down. And I know a lot of other women who did the same thing. And one of the questions that people are also asking is, why did she include the interviewer, that is MacG, who is the host of that podcast? Why is she going to sue him? Why did she include him? I think she must include him. She must even include anybody who's there. The producers, Channel O maybe. Why? Because how do you as a man conducting an interview, tolerate another man saying he smashed her. This is a married woman today we're talking about. And I'm sure McG has a background suspicion of what happens between them. As an interviewer, you're supposed to probe more. You smashed her. What do you mean? But what if that didn't happen? What if she said you forced yourself on her? That's what you're supposed to do. But there's a way that they glorify these things because that's their lifestyle. So I wouldn't be surprised if McG has also done the same thing to other women. Because for you to sit down there and tolerate that, it says a lot about the kind of person that you are. Again, the way that he used, well, I smashed her. You smashed her. You know, if you understand hip hop language, smashing somebody is a hip hop language. And it's not as easy as say you had sex with somebody. No, please. I have followed hip hop for so long. You think you had sex with her, that's when you say you smashed her. No. It means you dominated that person. It means you took authority over that person. It means that person submitted to you. So why didn't you say we smash each other? Simple, right? Why does it have to be you smashing her? Why didn't you say we smashed each other? Simple. As you listen to Amanda, you could actually hear some punctuation of her belief and faith in God. I don't know her, so I don't really know her relationship with God. But it is evident right there that she is a believer. I don't know what the state of her relationship is. From the moment where she said, God allowed this to happen, and Jub Jub himself claimed to be a transformed man and a believer when he came out of prison. I remember him going to churches. This is 5 years later now. He's been able to get his feet on the ground and trying to reconstruct his life. But right now, for me, everything is just going to crumble now. The TV station that he presents with, Moja Love, they suspended him yesterday. I want to talk about him. But before then, you have to understand that, again, they didn't have sex. That sex was not consensual. It wasn't agreed. But I had a problem also with Amanda. She was a young girl, a virgin, and we all know the way Swaziland people from Swaziland, they keep culturally you try to keep your virginity until you get married. So I understand that perspective. But the fact that she wasn't married, from what I picked up from her story, she was a student, a university student at AFTA, but they were staying together. It was her place, and he would come in and stay there. She said she was paying the rent for the furniture and everything. So, you see, there's no way you, as a woman, if you're not married to a man, don't stay with him. Until you get married, don't stay. The moment you begin to live with a man that you're not married to, you opened yourself up for sin. You opened yourself up for abuse. And I'm not saying a man should go ahead and abuse a woman because they're staying together. No. I'm just saying the fact that you are not married should actually tell you shouldn't live together in the same house. You're not married yet. And there are a lot of women that are doing that right now. And if he abuses you, you're giving him the opportunity to abuse you. You're giving him the opportunity. You're giving yourself and him the opportunity to sin. She was like 18 or 19 when that happened. You know what that meant? She was so young, innocent. She's not even from South Africa to start with. So you can imagine. So I want to zoom in on the guy himself, Jub Jub. I think his mind is still imprisoned. His thoughts, his perspective about women, his perspective about sex is still imprisoned, is caged. I think he is still living a life that is sort of like a rock star life for him to come out and say certain things. I don't know if he was trying to it was just based on ego. He was just trying to get some sort of attention that, well, he dated this girl, you know, he had sex with her, or he dated that one and dated that one. But throw your ego away. Any man that would come out and say he smashed another woman, okay, you can tell me maybe you smashed your wife, or your wife put, you say, just say we smash each other, my wife and I understand that. But there's a lot in the hip hop culture that you would think, well, smashing is just sex. Smashing is not just sex. So this man, Jub Jub, in himself, I feel he is still imprisoned. He needs to be set free. The way that you talk about women, you do not, it's clear that you don't honor women. You disrespect women. Any man that disrespects a woman is capable of doing anything, and I mean anything. Any man that does not dignify women is capable of doing anything. Anything, I mean. He abused her emotionally. He abused her physically. He went to prison for about 6-7 years. We thought he was a changed man. He came back, gave him a chance. The society gave him a chance, to be honest with you. His TV program is one of the most popular. But now everything is crashed because of ego, because of you sort of like trying to get some sort of attention, accolades. Until we as men begin to see women the way God created them, the way we are supposed to see them, until we begin to treat women the way God intended, we will continue to abuse them. We will continue to disrespect them, because we're allowing society, we're allowing popular culture, we're allowing other people to teach us how to treat women, but they don't know how to treat women. The best place to learn and know how to treat women is in scriptures, in the Bible, is from God. Not even from your pastor or your prophet. How are you sure your pastor or your prophet is actually not doing the same thing to his wife, disrespecting her? I'm not an advocate of disrespecting women, to be honest with you. I might as well walk away. I'd never, ever done that. Use my hand or even abuse verbally. I don't do that. That was not the way I was brought up. That was not the way I understood scriptures on how to relate with the opposite gender. But when we think being a man means I sleep with this woman, I sleep with that, I sleep with that, I sleep with that, then it becomes a problem. When are we going to stop the hypocrisy? If you want to be a man, be a man. If you don't want to be a man, tell us you don't want to be a man. It's as simple as that. But don't go around claiming that you're a man. And you know what it takes to be a man? It means that you respect women. It means you protect women. It means you love them. Yes, there's going to be point of disagreement and all that kind of stuff, of course. But it doesn't mean you're going to get to a place where you abuse them verbally, physically, and all that kind of thing. No. We cannot go around and do that. And all you men defending Jub Jub, you know, you are the same. All you women defending Jub Jub, you are the kind of woman that feels abused and all these things she mentioned is okay. And you are a danger to other women. You are a danger to society. You are a danger to yourself too. Simple as that. People will come with every sort of like, why did she go to prison? Why would she take a picture with him and smile? She went to the prison because DJ Sbu invited her there. She didn't even know he was in that prison. She didn't even know. Of course she knew him. So why wouldn't you say hello? You want her to avoid him? Come on. And he wanted the picture. And she took a picture with him. The media was there. If the media was not there, you would never have seen the picture. We have to get to a place as men where we protect women. We have to get to a place where we respect women. It's not part of our culture to abuse women. Whatever part of culture you're from in Africa, you might be from Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Cameroon, South Africa, Zimbabwe. It's not part of your culture. Don't tell me it's part of your culture. It's also not part of the biblical culture. So where did you get that from? Where? Some people would say, oh, well, she's just accusing him. She's just lying, and all that kind of thing. After she came out, do you know how many other women came out? 2 other women came out. Masichaba Kumalo, a very popular radio presenter, she came out and said, he did that to me too. I was a virgin. Another girl also came out. She said, I'm his cousin. And he did that to me also. Anyway, I'm glad that she said she was going to take that up in court. Because that is what it should be. He can go to court and defend himself. And maybe smash the court. That's the best place to smash. That's the best place to smash, not a woman's. Go smash the court. And all you men trying to defend whatever, you go sleeping around and you disrespect women and you promise them heaven on earth here and there, and then you move there. Stop it. Especially if you claim you're a Christian, stop it. Because your day is coming. Your sin is going to get you. Your sin would reveal Pope, would expose you. That's what's going to happen. So I think Jub Jub, for me, he's very hypocritical. I think he's somebody who is still in prison, even though he's outside a physical prison. But his mind is still in prison. Mentally, he's still in prison. His perspective about women is still imprisoned. His perspective about sex is still in prison. If you want to smash somebody, Jub Jub, go into a boxing ring and ask for a good boxer fighter. That's when you know that's the real smashing, not when you talk about a woman. People say women always lie. Some of them come and create stuff and all that kind of stuff. You see, I've dealt with these things. How many women that have come around and said, look, this man took advantage of me. How many of them have you dealt with? I have dealt with so many of them. So I'm talking from experience. Don't come around here and talk about something that you've never dealt with. How many women have you helped? Women that have been taken advantage of by men. How many have you helped? Maybe even your pastor or your prophet is taking advantage of women right now. But you hear about it, you keep quiet. You don't even say anything. You try to defend him. Come on, guys. Let's get over with. I will smash any false prophet. Let's go to the ring and all these false prophets, we'll smash them with our prayers that are taking advantage of women. All these pastors, let's smash them in the spirit. because spiritually they're very weak. Because God is not in the building anymore. Because of their sin. Sin keeps God. The Holy Spirit cannot dwell where there is sin. You create an altar from immorality and you expect God to dwell around there. It doesn't work that way. We need to voice it out, people. We need to voice it out. We need to talk. Somebody here is saying, as what, act offer, my brother, you were talking nonsense. You see, when people begin to say you're talking nonsense, they actually don't have anything important to say. That's why they're using this word, you're talking nonsense, just to make them feel like they're intelligent or they have something important to say. I'm not even going to read your stuff to the end. Mama D says, Jub Jub is arrogant. He's very disrespectful. Amanda is someone's wife and he's busy saying that he smashed her. That makes me angry. Indeed, that is, even if she's not somebody's wife, Mama D, you do not have the right to say that about another woman, especially a woman that you claim used to be your girlfriend. The language that we use when we talk about women or when we talk about sex is actually showing that we are disrespectful towards women. We look at them, we condescend anytime we talk about them or we look at them. So why don't women use the word I smashed him, but it's men that use the word I smashed her? You know what that means? Have you ever seen any hip hop artist female that's saying she smashed him? Because smashing is not just having sex. Smashing is actually saying I dominated this person. I took authority. I am the greatest. They're not. There's quite a lot of comments here, actually, that I'm not going to be able to keep up with. Shadrach said, good day, Mr. Solomon, stop fighting for God. You can't fight for God. God can fight for himself. Who's fighting for God? Who's fighting? Who mentioned the word fighting here? Who's fighting? I don't see anybody fighting. Fighters, you go to UFC or you go in the boxing ring. That's where you see fighters. Here, we interrogate. Here, we engage. That's what we're doing here, right? So your use of word is very, very, very poor. Quite a lot of comments here. I cannot keep up with it. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna be back a bit later, just to look at another issue. But thank you so much. Let's continue to pray for our communities, for the way women are being treated. Prayer is not enough. Let's also begin to take action and defend women and respect women. If you know you're a man and you are disrespecting women, ask God to help you. If you know you're a man, if you've been struggling because of the kind of examples that you saw in your father, in your community, in your family, that you don't know how to treat women, ask God to help you, right? Let's defend women. When you see another man, I'm the kind of person, if I'm walking on the street, I see another man verbally attacking another woman or using his hand against another woman, I would step in. I say, hey, dude, what's going on here? Can you show some respect? You say, well, but you know, she did this. Yeah, but is this the best way to settle this? A couple of years ago, I remember it happened. You know, I was in a park with my with my ex-girlfriend. She's Danish, from Denmark, and I saw this. That was in the Western Cape, like I think about 15 years ago. I saw this man beating up this woman, and there was actually blood coming out. And I was like, but you're not supposed to do this. You know, my girlfriend then was like, Solomon, don't speak and this, you know, just stay. I went in there, I said, look, hey, but you know what happened? He told me where she disrespected him and this. I said, but you think that's the best way to deal with it? He's like, yeah, that's the best way to deal with it. And then he continues. And people were passing around in a park, public place. People were just passing without nobody doing nothing about it. And that's how we behave as a community, as men. We see a woman being taken advantage of, we just keep passing by. It's none of my business. I told him to stop, he refused. And I saw they were a bit tipsy, both of them. And I went and got a cane, a long cane. I came again and told him, can you please stop? He said, no, but this and that. I just started whipping him, believe it or not. And he had to stop. We cannot go around just keeping quiet to such things. We need to speak out. Now, there's no time to waste. There's no time to keep pretending like it's not happening. What if it's your own sister? What if she's your own cousin? Thank you so much. God bless you. See you again much later. Please share this video and subscribe.